Happening now, hear the call of two representatives who are speaking out about a proposal allowing police to jail someone who breaks quarantine. Plus, we tell you the new restaurant opening near Jamestown today.
Well, it's been a cloudy and gloomy start to 2021. Is there any significant weather on the way? I'll tell you about it next. The news at noon starts right now.
Live and on demand, this is WNY News Now.
And thanks for joining us for WNY News Now. Happy New Year. I'm Justin Gould. A proposed law that would allow New York State health leaders to detain individuals who pose a threat to public health is sparking backlash from local representatives. Assemblyman Andy Goodell says he doesn't see the need for police to physically detain someone who's not following quarantine guidelines, as proposed part of Bill A-416, sponsored by New York City area Assemblyman Nick Perry. Earlier versions of the bill were introduced as far back as the 2015-16 legislative session. Goodell says local health departments already have a similar power that would allow officials to fine those who break quarantine.
Right now, I don't see any need having police physically detain someone, and I'm not quite sure what the police would even do if they were to try to detain someone, because we don't want to be having our police pick up people who are infected and putting them in jail. That doesn't make any sense.
New York State Senator George Borrello also spoke out against the proposal, saying he feels it's unconstitutional. In the end, Goodell says he feels the bill will not gain any traction in the Assembly. However, he feels that other emergency powers obtained by the governor earlier this year will be hard to take away. Well, New York State's governor says he won't be receiving the coronavirus vaccine until the general public, including Black, Hispanic, and poor New Yorkers in his age group, are able to receive it. Governor Andrew Cuomo made the pledge during recorded remarks to the congressional at Assyrian Baptist Church yesterday. Now, Cuomo is considered an essential worker, public-facing worker, who would be eligible to receive the vaccine in the second phase of distribution, along with high-risk elderly members of the public. Healthcare workers and nursing home residents and staff are first in line to get the vaccine. Cuomo noted that the pandemic has exposed some racial disparities in the healthcare system, both in the availability of testing and the rates of infection.
COVID killed Black people in this country at 2 times the rate of white people, and Hispanic people at 1.5 times the rate of white people. Testing for COVID was more available in richer, whiter communities, and the infection rate was higher in Black, Hispanic, and poor communities. This can't happen again, and it can't happen with this vaccine.
Now, over the weekend, New York became the 4th state to report more than 1 million positive COVID tests after California, Texas, and Florida. Well, with a year like 2020, it's no surprise that we're hitting the ground running in 2021. The first full week of the year kicked off yesterday with the swearing in of the 117th Congress, described as historically diverse, with record-setting numbers of women, Black, and Latino members. Plus, Nancy Pelosi was reelected as House Speaker. The rest of the week is filled with vaccine dates to mark down important votes and a new jobs report as well. Britt Conway with a look ahead at this week.
The first full week of 2021 will be a busy one. Monday, people who were the first to get the Pfizer vaccine are due for their second dose. Yep, it's been 21 days since vaccination started. Now, the goal was to get it into the arms of 20 million people by the end of 2020, but that didn't happen.
We have to understand that this virus also occurred in the midst of a surge, and a lot of the local capacity to be able to vaccinate was being used for testing and responding to surges.
Still, the Surgeon General says he's optimistic.
Have hope vaccines are coming.
Tuesday, Election Day in Georgia. 2 U.S. Senate seats are up for grabs, and the Peach State will decide who gets them. On the ballot, Republicans David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler against Democrats John Ossoff and Raphael Warnock.
Are you ready to show America that Georgia's a red state?
I feel a blue wave coming.
If both Dems win, it would flip the Senate. Wednesday, Congress will meet to officially count the votes cast by the Electoral College. 306 for incoming President Joe Biden and 232 for President Donald Trump. But nearly a dozen Republican senators plan to object to the results. So could that alter the election outcome?
It's not going to happen.
But it'll certainly delay things. Friday, the December jobs report comes out. December was the deadliest month in the U.S. since the pandemic began. Now we'll see what it did to the job economy. The way things have been going, analysts predict it could take at least 3 years for the job market to return to its February 2020 peak. And that's a look at the week ahead. I'm Britt Conway reporting.
Britt, thank you. The FDA is meeting this week as well to consider giving half doses of Moderna's COVID-19 vaccine to people ages 18 to 55. The head of Operation Warp Speed says clinical data shows the vaccine can be just as effective at half doses in that age group. U.S. Vaccines chief says the move could make the coronavirus vaccine available to twice as many people under the age of 55. Well, back here at home, 2 of Chautauqua County's top elected officials rang in the new year with private swearing-in ceremonies. Adhering to COVID-19 gathering restrictions, Chautauqua County Executive P.J. Wendell and newly elected District Attorney Jason Schmidt were sworn into office. Wendell was sworn in virtually by Chautauqua County's court's surrogate judge, Stephen Cass, the first ceremony of its kind here locally. Wendell, a Lakewood Republican and former county legislative chairman, won 72% of the vote during a special election in November to fill the final year of former county executive George Borrello's term. He was previously appointed as interim county executive back in January 2019 after Borrello, or 2020 rather, was elected as state senator. This is the first time in county history a person was appointed by the legislature to fill the seat. Wendell will have to run for re-election again in November to secure a full 4-year term. Meanwhile, Schmidt, a Fredonia Republican, bested District Attorney Patrick Swanson by 10,000 votes on election night during a rematch of a previous 2016 election for the job. Schmidt's platform centered on putting victims first and connecting with law enforcement around the county. The Chautauqua County Legislature is scheduled to meet today, swearing in District 10 Busti Republican legislator Kevin Lawton and District 1 Dunkirk Republican legislator Kevin Muldowney, who won in special elections. Well, we thank you for joining us for WNY News Now as we kick off a new week in a new year. Let us know what you think about these headlines and more in the comments down below. Great to see Nathan, good to see Kelly, great to see Amber, Nick, Rachel, David, Terry, and Scott as well. Hopefully you all are having a wonderful day. We appreciate you tuning in. Now let's get a check of our first offense weather forecast. Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter joins us live with that. Hey Dakota, happy Monday to you, sir.
Hey Justin, and happy Monday and happy New Year to all of you. We're finally done with 2020. Let's get rid of it and let's focus on the new year here. This is a live look coming from the Chautauqua Institution, and you can see just a little bit of the snow on the ground. There's not much. The snow is pretty much all gone away, and a lot of that is due to the rain that we've had and also the temperatures also helping to melt it a little bit. Satellite and radar doesn't really show you much across the area, just a lot of cloud cover. This is pretty much going to be the story throughout the day, and the weather throughout the week really not changing much. So it's going to be one of those what you see is what you get kind of deals throughout the week. We have no snow on the ground at the airport, no snow so far this month. We should be at 3.9 inches for the month. Our deficit for the season continues to grow here, 14.7 inches below normal snowfall for the season. So, yeah, we're running a little bit below average there. 33 was the high yesterday. 31 is where we started the day. 61 and 14 below zero, record highs and lows for this date. So through the afternoon, just lots of clouds around, maybe an isolated rain shower or snow shower, patchy fog at times through the afternoon, but temperatures around seasonable and average, 31 to 38 with a light northwest wind. Now, as I just told you, the weather really doesn't change much over the next 7 to 10 days, and we'll talk about it with that full 42 degrees and sunny 7-day forecast later in the show. Justin.
All right, Dakota, thank you. Real quick, people are asking, where are our masks? Well, mine is right here. Dakota and I are safely 6 feet apart here in the studio, and we have lots of room to spread out. So Dakota usually sticks to his side of the studio. There you are, there on the weather wall, Dakota. And I stick to mine. So certainly we appreciate that, and we'll be looking forward to your full forecast coming up in just a bit. Well, businesses in the Jamestown area will have a chance to showcase their operations safely during a virtual Doors Open event. The Chautauqua County Chamber of Commerce says a group of volunteers will be producing a videotape Doors Open Jamestown series showcasing local businesses and several non-for-profit attractions. This is some file video from previous years. Now, the production will be interspersed with pre-produced attraction videos and commercials created by local businesses. Any business in the 14701 zip code is invited to submit a pre-recorded commercial up to 2 minutes in length. Videos must be submitted by January 23rd. Those interested in submitting one will need to register online. We have a link to that at WNYNewsNow.com. The interactive event will also feature an online scavenger hunt and prizes to engage viewers. All episodes will be released online on February 27th. A popular pizzeria that's expanding its operations to West Ellicott will open their new location this afternoon. Honest John's restaurant and pizzeria owner John Raymond says the new location will be open on Fairmount Avenue for business starting at 4 o'clock. In a post on social media, he says he's opening today in honor of his late sister Judith, whose birthday would have been on this date. She created the pizzeria's logo back in 1982. Now, hours at the new location will be limited in the first few days of operations as the restaurant hires new employees. Honest John's is hosting open interviews for both their new location and East 2nd Street Eatery tomorrow and Wednesday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. with those interested directed to check in at the front counter when they arrive and then wait in their car. Raymond began expansion to West Ellicott last month amid a strong demand for takeout and delivery services during the pandemic. He says in total around 15 to 18 new positions will be created at the location. Well, straight ahead, a lot more to tell you about, some tips for those looking to start the year off a little bit healthier. But first, what prominent education leader in our community is recovering after he was hospitalized with COVID-19 over Christmas? Stay with us as WNY News Now continues.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
I'm a survivor.
I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor.
Testicular cancer is the leading form of cancer in men aged 15 to 35.
1 in 250 men will be diagnosed with testicular cancer.
But 98% will survive if detected early.
As a survivor, I believe early detection is the key. Learn how to do a testicular self-exam and other important facts about testicular cancer at oneball4tc.com.
Want weather now? Download the WNY News Now mobile app and stay up to date on severe weather alerts. Plus, anytime hazardous weather strikes, stick with the Southern Tier's only 24/7 streaming network that keeps you safe. You're all in a tornado warning, so now is the time to go to a safe place, small room, lowest floor, near the center, away from windows. What are you waiting for? Download the WNY News Now mobile app today. It's free in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
And welcome back to WNY News Now. St. Bonaventure's University's president is now recovering at home after he was hospitalized with COVID-19 over the holidays. The school announced over the weekend that Dr. Dennis DePiro tested positive on Christmas Eve. He was hospitalized in Syracuse late last week after developing pneumonia as a result of contracting the virus. DePiro has been at his second home in Syracuse since the university's holiday break on December 18th. The school says Vice President of Academic Affairs, Dr. Joshua Zimmer, will temporarily take over the day-to-day leadership of the university. Well, the pandemic has certainly changed how we host events, and that includes President-elect Joe Biden's upcoming inauguration. Members of the inaugural committee says they will have a virtual parade after Biden is sworn in to help minimize crowds. This will certainly be a historic ceremony as the nation watches Biden and the first woman, Vice President-elect Kamala Harris, take office. But they're urging people not to travel to D.C. and instead watch the event in person on January 20th. The televised virtual parade will celebrate American heroes and reflect on our nation's diversity and heritage. The event will also feature performances in communities from across the nation. Performances will be announced in the coming weeks. Well, it's a year and a new year, and if you're leaving bad habits behind, which I'm sure so many of us are thinking about right now, resolving to be healthier this year is easier than ever. We have the top 4 fitness trends for 2021, as Mandy Gaither explains.
2021 is finally here, and even during a pandemic, you can resolve to get healthy. Are you still working from home? Try the lunchtime workout trend.
You can get sweaty and stinky in the comfort of your own home and not even have to shower before you go back to the office.
Health and fitness expert Stephanie Mansour says also make sure to enjoy the fresh air.
Outdoors is a great place for us to work out, especially with many of us still not going to the gym or not wanting to wear a mask while you're exercising. So going for a walk or doing things like HIIT training outside, adding in some lunges or squats to your walks around the block, those are going to be very popular in the new year.
If you want to train with someone in a safe way, go online, whether it's Zoom workouts or go virtual.
All you need is a smartphone and an app. You can get a personal trainer directly on your phone, giving you workouts via video. You can subscribe to other services that have streaming workouts, but doing online training is definitely a trend for 2021.
Finally, focus on your mental health.
Maybe your goals in the past had been building muscle or weight loss. Well, how about having an improved emotional state or feeling less stressed, more energized? Feeling like you're working out for other things than just your physical body is a huge trend.
And sometimes a new year can be motivation to try something new. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Mandy, thank you. Well, we move from healthy things to not so healthy things. If your New Year's resolution is to eat healthier, here's a reason to put that off for one more day. Today is National Spaghetti Day, my favorite holiday, so grab your favorite sauce and start boiling water for the pasta. And while you enjoy your favorite bowl of noodles, you can impress your friends with this fun fact. The word spaghetti is plural for the Italian word spaghettio. It means thin string or twine, and that's how they got the word spaghetti, since there's so much of it in there. Pretty cool, right, Dakota?
Yes. Who doesn't love spaghetti? I mean, you know, I'm Italian, so I'm a little biased when it comes to, like, you know, spaghetti and anything with pasta, but come on. How can you not love spaghetti?
Right.
Come on.
Absolutely. And I actually just had chicken parm last night.
Oh.
So delicious. Oh,
Woo.
It was so good, too. Especially during the winter months, you get something that really fills you up.
Yes.
Sometimes a little too much if you eat too much of it.
Yes.
It's just, so nice. That's why I'm a big Italian, you know?
Mm-hmm. Same here. You know, we've got this little thing going here, and it's all that pasta, all the starch in the pasta, you know.
Good to see Eddie. Good to see Misty, Lori, Heather, Brittany, and Todd. Let us know what you guys are doing down in the comments below. Got spaghetti planned out for tonight. No, Dakota, a lot of people are especially over the last couple of days, we've had everything from freezing rain to winter weather. I mean, I think it's January, so we know it's here. But I got to ask, buddy, what's in the forecast? Can we expect maybe a little cloudy and a chance of meatballs in there?
Oh, Justin will be here all week, folks. That's justin.gould at WNYNewsNow.com. Send them your new material, please. Anyway, we wanted to take a quick look back at 2020, and in the weather department here, these are all the extremes throughout last year. The hottest day we had last year was 88 degrees. That occurred on the 9th of July. The coldest day was 17. Believe it or not, we had no days where we had at all in 2020 where the high temperature was in the single digits or below zero, for a matter of fact. The 17-degree high occurred on the 15th of February. We picked up 1.87 inches of rain, most amount of rain on one day on the 10th of January, on the 10th of July. And the most amount of snow we had on one day, believe it or not, was only 5.5 inches, and that occurred back on February 29th. And so, yeah, 2020 actually wasn't bad in the weather department, though. But it's been cloudy. We want our sun back. Rest in peace, Jerry Stiller. And you can see here we've had, since the first of last month, 30 of the last 34 days have seen the sky with lots of cloud cover. Only 4 days with sunshine over the past 34 days. Yeah, and we've still got clouds around. 32 as a noon hour at the Jamestown airport. No wind to speak of, but look at this visibility. 1.25 miles, 1.25 miles out there. So we do have some fog out there, so be aware of that if you're going out this afternoon. We do have a little bit of fog. Satellite and radar, well, doesn't really show you a whole lot. It's pretty quiet across much of the Northeast and the Great Lakes region, and it's pretty much going to remain that way throughout much of the week. Not a big weather story here. It's kind of ho-hum weather, and you'll see here, Future Scan really isn't being impressed here. You can see just a few little light scattered snowflakes or a little rain shower this afternoon. That's it. Tonight, maybe a small chance for a light snow shower. That's it. If anything accumulates, less than an inch, maybe less than even a half inch at that, if it even accumulates. And then Wednesday, we should turn a little bit drier going into Wednesday. So the zone forecast will take you west, young man. Point to the west. And the Lake Erie shoreline today, this is going to be the warmer spot, likely upper 30s here. Look at that Lake Erie water temperature at 36, but just with lots of clouds around the inland areas today. This is going to be the cooler spot. Maybe once you get in some of the valley locations, you may stay around freezing throughout the day, but clouds, 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 and more clouds. That's really the story through the day. You want it? I've got it. Next 7 days coming up right now, brought to you by 42 degrees and sunny, 32 tomorrow, and 31 on Wednesday. Just that small chance for that snow shower, no big deal there. Thursday, we should at least see some partial sunshine, 31. And then on Friday, yeah, more clouds, 31. And then as we go into the weekend, we drop a little bit on Saturday, 28, but both Saturday and Sunday should be mainly dry with at least a few peaks of sunshine. We will take a break and be right back, so don't touch that dial. First Defense Weather is sponsored by 42 Degrees and Sunny, smokin' deals on smoking accessories. Learn more at 42degreesandsunny.com. That's 42degreesandsunny.com.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
There's an old saying, there's no news in the newsroom. Well, it's true. The time I spend at the anchor desk is just part of my day. Most of our time is spent gathering stories in the community, stories that matter to you. We can't do it alone, and we need your help. When you see breaking news or have a news tip we should know about, drop us a line on Facebook today, email our news desk, or call our newsroom at 488-7226 so we can bring those stories straight back to you.
Slow down.
Slow down and move over.
Move over.
When you see signs,
lights,
vests,
please give us some room.
Slow down.
Slow down and move over. When you need help,
it's our job
to help you.
To save you.
Despite the danger. This danger is real.
Do your part.
Please.
Slow down. Slow down. And move over.
Move over.
Extra, extra, read all about it. Not tomorrow, but right now on the WNY News Now mobile app. Follow local news as it happens.
The mother of a special education student at Maple Grove High School is speaking out.
And stay informed with the Southern Tier's only 24/7 streaming network.
And Lake Erie is covered in less than 1% of ice as this winter season has entered its peak.
Download the WNY News Now app right now. It's free on the Apple App Store and Google Play Store.
And welcome back. Pet food owners, listen up. The Food and Drug Administration is warning about high levels of afloxen in some pet foods after 28 dogs reportedly died. The company says that the toxin has now been identified in certain sport mix products manufactured by Midwestern Pet Foods. According to the FDA, it produces a small type of mold, and it can grow on grains used as ingredients in the food and cause illness or even death if consumed. Now, pets poisoned by afloxen can display symptoms that include loss of appetite and vomiting. Pet owners can report suspected illnesses online at fda.gov. The products have been voluntarily recalled by the company. Well, with a new round of stimulus checks going out, the Better Business Bureau is warning us to look out for a new round of scams. The BBB says it's already getting reports of con artists claiming that you need to provide personal information to receive the stimulus funds. Scammers are contacting people through text messages, emails, and robocalls about the new COVID stimulus checks and direct deposits. Now, consumer advocates say you should not reply to any of the messages, and there's no processing fees involved with getting a stimulus payment, and beware of anyone asking you to pay first. Now, if you have doubts, find the government agency's contact information on their website, and you can contact them directly. Well, attention virtual farmers, you're now retired. One of Facebook's earliest successes, Farmville, is no longer supported by Adobe. Farmville was a popular game more than 10 years ago, and users tended to have digital fields and harvest fake vegetables. Well, the game shut down for good last week, a victim of the outdated Adobe Flash software. Adobe decided to kill its Flash after it declined in popularity due to its difficulty running on mobile phones. Apple blocked it completely from its iPhones back in 2010, citing security issues. Adobe now has abandoned support for Flash and will block all Flash content starting January 12th. If you still had money to use for in-app additions to Farmville, the game maker says tough luck because it's not issuing refunds. Well, it's an end of an era, Dakota. Do you remember that game? I know I
yes,
still
I
do.
do.
To this day. It was a lot worse back then. I think Facebook has changed their settings, or maybe my friends have moved on from Facebook gaming.
Yeah.
But I remember just getting all those requests.
All the requests. I have a list in my Facebook settings of literally all the games I've blocked because it's like, I used to play Farmville. I was more of a Cityville person.
Yeah, that was you.
Than I was Farmville. But I stopped playing the Facebook games, and then everybody kept sending me requests. Right. And now it's like all the Facebook Lives. I keep getting notifications for Facebook Lives, and when somebody comments on somebody's post, it's like, I don't care.
Right.
So it's like, but, honestly, the reason, the whole Farmville saga thing with Flash, that's their own fault. I mean, Adobe announced last year they were killing off Flash. So everybody had over a year to move stuff off of Flash into HTML5, and so if you didn't, too bad.
I was just thinking about it. I don't remember anything in recent, the last 3 years that has used Flash. It really kind of has dropped off from most major makers. I mean, probably some older programs maybe.
Yeah,
but.
And honestly, a lot of that is just due to the fact that Flash is old. It was developed in the 90s.
Yep.
And it was a gold standard. It was great back in the 90s, but the advancements in JavaScript, HTML5 has really rendered Flash obsolete. And plus, it's a huge security hole.
Right.
Flash is one of the main open doors to a person's computer. And it's slow. It's got slow performance on certain systems. It was just time for it to go.
Right.
And as sad as it is to see the era of Flash end, it's kind of wonderful to see that we no longer have to deal with Flash anymore.
It's true. Technology always moving on. Speaking of technology, good to see Cody, Amanda, Karen, and Robert. Hope you don't mind if I bring you on, do you? Is that okay? I want to show our intern. We did this last week, right, Dakota?
Yes.
Where we had, I'm holding my phone wrong. There we go. So now you can, if I tap her, there you go. Say hello. Hi, I'm home. So she's at home, clearly, and interning with us here from the Buffalo area. So what has your first day been like? Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Hopefully we'll have you back for a couple more sessions. But Zoom technology, Dakota, it's absolutely incredible that she's able to join us.
Zoom is wonderful because I went on a virtual date on Saturday.
Oh,
on
really?
Zoom. Yes.
Oh, tell all, Dakota.
Oh, boy.
Make him tell, Hope.
Well, I'll just tell you, he's a really nice guy. That's all I'm going to say.
All right. Maybe Dakota found the one. His dating, he hasn't found very nice men. So we'll see what happens.
Should we do final weather?
We don't have time for it.
Okay, goodbye. See you tomorrow.
There's a goodbye. Well, that's it for us today. Of course, news continues 24/7 at WNYNewsNow.com. We'll leave you with a live look over Chautauqua Lake. It's worse. It looks worse than it actually is out there. Something with that camera. Maybe the flash needs to be updated.
Yeah. We need to get Matt Hummel up there. Clean it.
Clean
Where
it
are
up.
you, Matt?
See you tomorrow, everybody.